Hey guys, just wanted to make another video about one of my guitars that I like to play. These have been really fun to just show instruments that I enjoy using on a regular basis. And so this is kind of a newer one for me. I got this middle of last year, so probably close to having it almost a year now. This is a 40th anniversary Squier Jazzmaster. I've had a couple Jazzmasters in my life. I've had the J Mascis Squier Jazzmaster. I really liked that one a lot, but I'm not a big fan of having a tune-o-matic bridge on a Jazzmaster because I really like to use the tremolo unit, and so ultimately I ended up selling that one at some point. And also the placement of the tremolo unit, I much prefer the vintage placement. That one moves the tremolo up closer to increase the break angle, which is you do want a good break angle here at your bridge to the rest of the tremolo. But as I've talked about with my Jaguar, having a neck shim in the neck pocket can really do a great job of increasing that break angle that you get from the strings there. But yeah, when this model came out last year, I was really excited about it. It kind of checks all my boxes for what I'm looking for in a Jazzmaster. I want that kind of the traditional design, so I really like the traditional placement of the tremolo. I really like having the rhythm circuit, and it has some different things that I haven't had before, which is like I don't usually play a maple neck. I really like this maple neck. I like the tint that they put on it. I really like the satin finish. That was one of the big selling points for me, was the satin finish. So the whole thing is satin. The desert sand color I think looks really gorgeous with the satin finish on it, so it just feels really nice. And the gold anodized pickguard is attractive as well. And yeah, like I said, I'm not like a big maple fretboard kind of guy. Usually I play like rosewood or pau ferro or those kind of darker grained woods. Ebony, I really like ebony, but I'm not like a huge believer in the tonal properties. They change a little bit sometimes. Certainly maple is going to be a little bit brighter. Does that translate through pedals in an amp? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you can get some snappy rosewood, but mostly it's an aesthetics thing, I think, for me. It's like I just really like rosewood. But maple looks really good too, especially like I love Strats and Tellys with maple fretboard. I just think those look really gorgeous. But yeah, anyways, talking more about this guitar. It's got the vintage tuners, which I really like. They kind of aged some of the hardware on this in a way. They kind of like, I think they just kind of roughed them up a bit. I don't know how they did that, but it's nice that the tuners kind of have a bit of an aging look to them. I really like these tuners. The strings slot in through the center, and they just really work great. This comes with a bone nut, which is awesome for a Squier. I think bone is a great material to use for a nut. I think it's got great tonal properties. It looks nice, and they cut it well. And it's easy to modify later if you want to change the slots. Moving down the guitar, gold anodized pick guard is well shielded. I really like that. I haven't looked inside to see what kind of shielding they put in this guitar. I would imagine that they did shielding paint. A lot of like assembly line guitars tend to have shielding paint. I don't have much problem with any 60 cycle hum though. In the neck and in the bridge positions, I have not had much buzzing. These are single coil pickups, so you do get some inherent buzzing when you're in single pickup mode. But I play a lot in the middle position, which works for me, so it cancels that humming. So yeah, this is definitely a nice built guitar. The switch is really sturdy. The knobs are really nice. Full-size pots inside, from what I've learned from the manufacturer and from other people's videos who've done these. something really big that I really like. I have a couple offset guitars, and I put the Mastery Bridge and the Mastery Tremolo on this guitar. When I bought it, it was on sale, so I waited for a deal that I was happy with. So I bought the guitar on sale. I was really wanting to get one. I didn't want to miss my chance to get one because I figured, you know, it's a 40th anniversary. They probably are only going to make it for a year, and they only made it for a year. And then somebody on Reverb around that time was selling the Mastery M1 bridge and the vibrato kit together. So I bought those two right away and swapped out the stock bridge. The stock bridge was a Mustang saddle bridge, and it was fine. But I really like the Mastery bridge a lot. I think the tone that you get with this really solid bridge, it stays in place. I didn't have to swap out the thimbles. It just stayed. It stays in place, and so that's how I like my bridges set up. I know traditionally they do rock, but I really like just a stable bridge, and I like to use the tremolo a lot for flourishes. I'm not dive bombing or anything, but I am using it quite regularly for little vibrato. So having these two things is pretty crucial for me. I use that a lot, so that's a big part of my playing. So I really want good equipment for that. So that's what I went with. The pickups are really nice. To me, they sound like pretty traditional Jazzmaster pickups. They do seem kind of hot. They're fairly loud, comparing to like my Jaguar that has vintage style Lawler pickups in it. This is definitely a lot louder. I do like the sound. It's really full and warm. It's got 1K pots, so you get full brightness. Sometimes I'll roll down the tone, but not usually. I don't find it harsh. I think it's got a really nice full spectrum sound. I do think that I will eventually change out the pickups. Probably to some Lawler or Fralin or something else, just something more vintage style, just because that's kind of what I play nowadays. If I had this guitar in my 20s when I was playing like rock music, I probably would have been totally happy with these pickups because they're nice and loud and full sounding. But nowadays I play kind of quieter stuff. I do like a bit of grit, but I'm not using any heavy gain. Typically, I'm not using any fuzz these days. So something a little bit lower output will probably work out well for me. What else to say about this guitar? It looks great. I like that they got the 40th anniversary plate there. Again, they aged that as well, however they did that. So, and the Mastery hardware matched kind of the aging because it's kind of this brushed metal look. So I really like that a lot. Fretboard is 9.5 radius. I don't typically play vintage radiuses. The 7.2 is not typically what I like. So I'm glad that they put 9.5 on this. I know it's kind of like they designed it to be kind of vintage style, but they were thinking about the modern player, so a lot of people play kind of a flatter fretboard. I believe the frets are vintage tall. So they're not medium jumbos, which I like. I'm not a big fan of a big fat fret. I think even my Jaguar has a little bit fatter frets than these. I think medium frets on the Jaguar, vintage tall on this. So I really like the feel of that. Really easy to play. Really no fret problems. The frets were done really well. I haven't had any issues. No buzzing. I love the look of it. Again, the satin just feels great on the neck. It's just a fantastic feeling and playing guitar, and the pickups sound great. I'll do a little demo here now. I've got it in middle position. Gonna run it through a Archer icon with my Morning Glory into the Flint by Strymon. So here's some sound samples. neck position. You can maybe hear a little bit of humming, but typically if I got it in either of the single coil positions, I'm usually playing, and then as soon as I stop, I'm gonna either turn the volume off on the guitar or on my volume pedal. But yeah, you can hear just a little bit. Here's neck position. Sorry, this is bridge position. That was neck position before. This is bridge position. That's pretty bright by itself. You can roll it down a little bit. But usually I'm in the middle position with everything wide open. Anyways, yeah, feel free to ask any questions in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. If you're liking the content, please subscribe. I'm enjoying making these videos. I'm trying to keep them really educational and useful for other people. That's really what I want to do, is I want to make videos that are not just me making something for the sake of my own self, but something that somebody else is going to find useful. So I try to keep it concise and interesting and fun. So yeah, I really like this guitar a lot. I've been playing it a lot. I play at my church mostly with this guitar, and it works out really well for a lot of like worship style stuff, and it's just been a blast. I'm really happy with it. I saw that after I bought it, Fender came out with a model in a similar color scheme, and the Vintera 2, and that's a great guitar too. I played that in the store. And certainly it was like, oh, should I get that, you know? And I've seen people do comparisons to those two. And I would say after having a lot of experience with this, the key thing that is different to me between those two guitars is going to be the radius of the fretboard. This has got the 9.5. The Vintera 2 has the 7.2. That was my kind of key takeaway. A couple other things too. I just think this is like one of the most high-end Squiers you can get. So build quality and just the care that they put into it was really top notch. I was really impressed by that. The Vintera 2 is fine. I've played a bunch of the Vintera 1s and the Vintera 2s in shops, and sometimes they have some issues. I think that those guitars still could benefit from being shielded better. I wasn't thrilled about the pickups that they put in them. They were fine. I'd probably swap those pickups out. and yeah, just a couple of those little issues. I think those are great guitars too. I think those if you're getting serious about playing one of those as one of your main players, you probably would want to change out a few things and upgrade a few things. And I just found this a lot easier to upgrade. All I had to do was swap out the bridge and the tremolo, and that's all I did. And like I said, eventually I'll probably put different pickups in, but I really am happy with how these sound as well. So anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much.